Okay. Well, welcome everyone to our USD 409 Board of Education meeting tonight on this 11th day of January 2021. Gosh, that's a mouthful. I just want to share with my fellow board members, we were awarded this thank you for shining bright in our community from the Methodist Church. And it has a little candle, and somebody please take it home and display it on your porch. I was going to light it in here to let our light shine, but we couldn't find a match or a lighter. So would somebody please take that home, and thank you all very much for your light that you shine on our community. All in favor? Well, thank you so much. We'll start off with our first order of business is to order and approve tonight's agenda. I so moved. Thank you.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Sean. All in favor, raise your right hand. Thank you so much. Next up is our reports, and it looks like it's School Board Recognition Month.
Yes, we have some special guests tonight from Atchison Elementary on behalf of USD 409 that would like to present you, the Board of Education, with a few goodies and some words.
Aww.
Nice. Thank you. It's a first.
You can come up further. Hello.
Talk about
We've kind of cut a couple people. Take about 3 steps back.
There you go. There you go.
Good evening. January is the School Board Appreciation Month, and we, along with the entire student body, would like to take this moment to thank our school board members. We know that the job of the school board member is tough. The hours are long, and the things are few and far between.
Our school board members volunteer their time and spend countless hours preparing to make these segments, participating in meetings, and attending school activities and events. Our locally elected school board is deeply rooted in U.S. tradition, as is public education.
Our state has a proud tradition of support for public education, and in fact, in 1966, the people of Kansas amended our school's state constitution to specifically call for local public schools that are maintained, developed, and operated by local elected boards.
Although thank you, truly, it isn't enough to express our gratitude to all of you who work tirelessly on behalf of our staff and students. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts. USD 409 is an exemplary school district with a tradition of excellence and a vision for the future. It would not be the school district it is today without you. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. We've got to get a picture. Little kid.
Can't you just like leave that now?
Let him go over there. Yeah, no, we're gonna go. Okay. Here you go.
Are we going to do one behind them? Let's do one behind them.
Have all the kids
They came with kids.
They came with That's an AP.
I pronounced it okay.
We have one too.
Yeah. Right there in the middle.
Really
There you go.
Okay, can you hold it at the bottom too, Claire? Oh, perfect. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Very nice.
I'm smiling, Dave.
That was so special. Thank you guys so much. That was beautiful. Thank you, thank you. We are gonna.
Is it okay? Oh, I think I know what it is.
You do that with all your gifts.
Oh my gosh, look at this. Wow.
Oh, that is so nice. Thank you.
It's a big cake cut.
Thank you. This is wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Perfect. Couldn't be any better. Thank you so much. That is
Thank you, AES.
phenomenal.
Thank you, AEF.
And thank you for the beautiful posters, high school, middle school. Thank you so
I have to put that up
much.
somewhere.
So the governor actually issued a proclamation for National School, or for School Board Appreciation Month, but our elementary teachers, or elementary students did much better than a proclamation. So I won't read that, but I do want to thank you. You do this, you take a lot of time out of your schedule and you throw in a pandemic to the mix, and that adds more to your plate than any of you signed up for. So we appreciate your support, your diligence, your hard work, your communication through all of this time. You deserve it any year, but this year especially, so thank you very much. Everyone in the audience, you can give a big round of
That's so sweet. Thank you. You know, it truly is an honor to be on this board and to help make policy. And really, I hope when I leave this board, I have left a good mark and made the world a better place, because this is a beautiful platform. So thank you very, very much for that. That is awesome. Whew, that was beautiful. Next we have no public comments. Okay, so next on our agenda tonight is election of board officers. That time again.
Which office do you start with? Do you start at the top or down?
We do. We
Okay.
start with president and go down.
Just president, vice president.
Right. Well, I was thinking it was, I guess that
Mhm.
I would like to start the ball rolling then just by thanking Carrie for serving as our president, and in the midst of all that is going on as we lead this district and make sure that we're always moving forward. I think the continuity is really important, and I would really like to nominate Carrie to continue to be our president for the coming year.
I'll second that. So, any discussion at all?
I agree.
Well, thank you. Thank you so
She's done a
much.
great job of
Yes.
attending, as you can tell by when we get information, all the extra meetings and things that she's making time for, and we appreciate what you're doing.
Well, thank you so much. I was seeing no discussion. I'll call for a vote. All in favor, raise your right hand. Thank you so very much. It passes unanimously. Thank you again. And next we have a vice president, and I would love for Diane to stay as vice president. We feel like we make a really great team, and this board is a phenomenal board. And
So, Madam President, I'll formally nominate Diane
Thank
H.
you.
as vice president for USD Parliament Board.
I'll second that. Thank you so much. Any discussion on that? All in favor, raise your right hand, please. Congratulations, Diane. Passes
you.
unanimously. Thank you so much.
Trust her.
Okay, next is our approval of the consent agenda as presented. And I need a motion for that, please.
So moved.
Thank you, Sean. May I have a second? Thank you. Any discussion on the consent agenda? Seeing none, all in favor, raise your right hand, please. Thank you so much. Passes unanimously. Next, we start our action items, and first is to reaffirm the board policies on the second read, and I don't have the numbers in front of me.
I have them.
Thank you.
The following policies are presented for a second reading. Those are all reaffirmed policies. That includes legal status, goals and objectives, scope of negotiations, board negotiating, representatives, superintendent's role, use of school facilities, and school equipment, negotiations, procedures, preliminary agreement disposition, and ratification procedures. Again, all of these are reaffirmed or changes to the policy.
I would move for reaffirmation of the outlined policies HAA through HAK, and comment as I make my motion that they're pretty short policies. If you hadn't looked at them, they're like one sentence.
Yeah.
But they're fine. There was no major changes. So I move for approval of the final approval.
Thank you, John. We have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Stephanie. Any discussion on that? Seeing none, all in favor, raise your right hand, please. Thank you so much. Passes unanimously. Next is our organizational item, is the Board of Education meeting dates and time. And did everybody get to see the time that we're, gosh, now I'm having trouble.
Yeah, the resolutions aren't popping up on mine for potential.
I didn't put them on
That's
there,
fine. I do want to note that typically we do alternate some board meeting locations at various buildings. Due to COVID, I would like to continue having all meetings at this location. If that is lifted and we need to amend our meeting locations for the fall, I'm willing to do so, but I would love to continue just the rest of this school year, and I'm just making that recommendation to the board.
Mhm.
And that our current meeting time is 7 p.m. and there was some discussion about moving that up, and that's totally up to you all, so you can discuss.
Moving it up to 6
We
o'clock.
discussed that one other point in time, and but didn't really have a whole lot of discussion on it. I do recognize that we have a lot of school staff that stick around from after school till late afternoon until 7 p.m. for this meeting, and it makes for an extremely long day. I'm personally really fine with moving it to 6 p.m. if that would work.
Yeah.
If that fit all the board members' schedules.
John, does that, you're the only
Yeah,
one.
I'm the Pooh Bear here, so I'm it's okay. We don't have to be unanimous on everything.
How'd you be able to make the meetings though?
I'll be late to some meetings, or I won't make some meetings. It's okay. This place will go on.
It would never be more than probably an hour.
I would be more than an hour late. I'll be here by 7.
We're at 6, that would be.
Oh, yeah.
So,
It's okay. I mean, it's fine.
Okay.
I'm just not gonna vote for it.
Okay.
you'd have to drive through Sonic and bring your supper here. And you've done that before, we're used to that, so.
Not Sonic, but
No, John, you ain't right here.
So 6 o'clock is okay with everyone? Okay, so let's put that to a vote. I'd entertain a motion for that, please.
I motion that we move our board meetings from 7 o'clock to
6 o'clock, and we'll all meet here instead of going to the respective schools.
Well, just.
me here.
Just this year, yes. Yes, just this school year. So we'll all be
I
here.
think by fall that'll change, but I hope it does.
I
We'll
do
see.
too. Me too. We can try it out for size.
For sure.
Is that- May I have a second on that, please?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Brandy. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. One opposed. Thank you so much. It passes.
Here. So I had a resolution for each time, so we just go ahead and start sending this around then. For everybody to sign off on.
Okay. Now we get to appoint our KSB Governmental Relations Network, the GRN representative. And were you?
I've been doing that one, yes. Yeah, glad to continue. I don't do a whole lot except my eyes and ears open. Trying to read the KSB, that's on what's going on at the Capitol. The John's our informant as well.
So can I have a motion that Diane serves as the board's GRN representative again?
I'll make the motion that Diane Leach continues to serve as the board GRN representative.
Thank you, Stephanie. May I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Sally. Any discussion on that? All in favor, raise your right hand, please. Thank you so much. Passes unanimously. Sean, I figured you raised your right hand. Okay. And then we're gonna appoint a KSB delegate assembly representative.
And I have been filling that role, but I know it's something Sally's really interested in, and I'm happy to have her take over that spot, and happy to share more with her. So,
I would nominate Sally Berger to be our KASB Delegate Assembly Representative.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand. Thank you so much. Passes unanimously. A board member to appoint board members for the policy committee members. In the past, it has been Sean, John, and Sally. Would you be interested in staying the same? Or does anybody else want to try that?
I'm just gonna put a side note that Nicole Honeywell is listed as the central office administrator, and I'm also listed there. I'm going to be delegating more of those duties to Nicole. She'll consult with me on any major changes, so just for the record at future board meetings and anything that needs to go out to those on that committee, that will start coming from
I'm not trying to get out of my job, but I think this is a good opportunity for some of the new members to understand policies and how they're derived. And, I'm happy to jump off that onto maybe something else.
Okay.
If Brandy or Stephanie want to, serve, I don't know.
Ladies, do you have any interest in that?
It's a good opportunity, in my opinion. I've been on it for 10 years. I'm like,
How often does the policy committee meet?
They don't, it's,
we
very
haven't.
rarely, it's usually email communication only.
just on controversial
Yeah.
policies, we get
Yeah.
together.
No, I'd be happy to do it.
Okay, Stephanie, could somebody make a motion for that, please, for Stephanie, Sean, and Sally?
So I move that we put 3 school board members of Stephanie, Sean, and Sally on the policy committee going forward.
May I have a
Next year.
second, please?
I'll second it.
Thank you so much, Brandy. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, raise your right hand. Appoint a board member to serve on Teacher of the Year selection. In the past,
Diane and Stephanie.
I would love to continue that.
I would also.
I think I
Okay.
But I will, if somebody else wants to do it, I can
we
come
could
on.
have a motion for that, please.
I move that Stephanie and Diane serve on the Teacher of the Year selection committee.
Second,
Second.
any discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand, please. Thank you so much. Appoint board member to serve on Classified Employee of the Year selection.
Last year, we talked about having just the same 2 people do that committee as well because of the process. And
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I move for the same 2 people on that committee
Diane and
also.
Stephanie.
Yep.
Mhm. A second, please.
Second.
All in any discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand, please. Appoint board members to serve on the Recreation Commission interview team. It's been Sean and myself, and I'd be willing to go again if you would, Sean. Mesa would make that motion, please.
I move that we nominate or we appoint Sean and Carrie to be on the Recreation Commission interview committee.
Second,
I'll second.
any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, raise your right hand. Passes unanimously. Next is appoint board members to serve on the sick emergency leave pool. And Diane, Stephanie were the 2 last year. Does anybody else, would you like to do that? Or are you 2 okay doing
I
that
don't think
again?
we ever met, so.
Yeah, we did. And Brandy's looking for something. That's
After me.
is the, unless you see something else that jumps out at you, but if you're interested in that.
I think that's a good thing to get on.
It might not even meet, it's only when they need us.
Okay.
So we nominate Stephanie and Brandy to serve on the sick and emergency leave. May I have that motion, please?
I move that Stephanie and Brandy serve on the Sick and Emergency Leave Pool Committee.
Second,
Second.
any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, raise your right hand. Appoint a board member to serve, it passes unanimously. Serve on the activities committee. Sean and Sally and John served last year on this. Same ones, okay?
Did we meet? I don't.
Well, a couple times last year,
Okay.
that's when we approved soccer at the middle school.
Oh, yeah, okay, right.
It'd be good. Could I have a motion for that, please?
I'll move that we appoint Sean, Sally, and John to the Activities Committee for the coming year.
May I have a second?
I'll second.
All in, any discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand, please. Passes unanimously. Appoint a board member to serve on the Staff Wellness Committee. It's usually, I think, myself and John. I don't know if you've done that in the past.
Well, I
I'd be
missed the
willing-
meeting, so they have them when I can't get there.
Yeah.
It looks like you were the only one that did
Okay.
it last year.
I'd be willing to do that again unless somebody else wants that. Okay. So may I have a motion for that, please?
I move for President Sowers to be on the USD 409 Wellness Committee.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand. Thank you. Appoint a board member to serve on the Calendar Committee.
We missed.
You missed the,
Oh, I missed
District
one?
Wellness.
Oh, District Wellness
Food
Committee.
service.
Food service. So sorry. Missed that one.
Two.
That was me.
Or maybe that's the one that was you, sorry.
No, they were both. They were
They
both, yeah.
Because they kind of go together, right?
Yeah. And I'd be glad to do that again.
Then I will move that we appoint Carrie to serve in the District Wellness Committee, the Food Service Regulation Committee.
I'll second.
Thank you so much. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, raise your right hand. Thank you so much. Passes unanimously. Appoint a board member to serve on the Calendar Committee.
So this is a funny kind of. Last year was the first year we had ever added board members to the calendar committee, and then we met and forgot about you. So, you are welcome to re-serve because we are actually going to be meeting next week.
And I think we've already put the meeting on our calendars, so.
Yeah, so, sorry, that's our apologies.
all right, so we're gonna have people there this year.
We are gonna have people there this year, so if you are welcome to re-up that committee.
Okay, I'm glad to do so.
I do need to know about the meeting.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you about
recently
it.
did one?
Okay.
Just the other day, like last week?
Yeah, you RSVP'd.
Sally and Diane, may I have a motion for that, please?
I move that
On
Sally
the
and Diane
27th.
serve on the calendar committee for the coming year.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, raise your right hand. Thank you so much. Passes unanimously. And last but not least is to appoint chief negotiator and team members. It was Diane, Carrie, Chad Bilderback with Larry Mears as our chief negotiator.
And I believe Stephanie came also last year.
Thank
We had
you,
3 school board members.
Stephanie.
Her-
Thank you. I'm sorry I missed that. Yes, you did. I would be happy to
I'm
do
happy to
that
serve on
again.
that too.
Stephanie, are you
Yeah, I would
happy to do that again? Larry, will you be our chief negotiator? Would someone make a motion for that, please?
I make a motion that Stephanie and Diane and Carrie, I put
Larry,
Carrie at the same
Mears.
one, okay, are chief negotiators.
And Chad Bilderback.
And Chad
And
Bilderback.
Chad,
Don't do
sorry,
that,
Chad.
May I have a second on that, please?
I'll second that.
Anybody have any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, raise your right hand. Thank you so much. Passes unanimously.
Did it.
Good job. Whew. Next is items for discussion and consideration, and it's a first read on policies IA through ID AD-R.
Yes, again, these are all reaffirmed policies, philosophy, school site, educational program, pilot projects, teaching methods, instructional programs, special programs, support programs, exceptional programs, special ed services, section 504, Title I, and regulation Title I. I don't anticipate any changes to these, although there has been additional just modifications and pivoting as per COVID, but there were actually no policy changes this year, so.
Okay, so we'll all take a look at those.
Okay, can I say something?
You bet. Yes, please.
So on IDAB, which is kind of long. It's
504,
over a
correct?
page. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I just think you need to look at your wording on at-risk students. I'd like to see a little more robust. I'd like to see another sentence or two.
Okay.
It says a program. I think we're going to have programs. And I don't know if you want to elaborate on that or not in that policy, but I think that would be reasonable.
And is that the 504 policy?
That's what I'm alluding to.
Yes, I will look at that.
I mean, I just think we need to see more in policy on that. We have challenges, and I think we need to indicate to our policies that we're trying to meet those challenges.
Okay, I will look at that.
All right, thank you.
Next is to continue the discussion regarding the future of Central School.
So I don't know if you want me to lead with that.
Yes.
As you know, we had a few issues last week with the boiler at Central School. That was totally ironic and not planned in any way as per the last board meeting, but it did just bring back to light some of the issues that are arising there. As we discussed at our last board meeting, at this stage, it's really just determining or not whether you're interested in putting forth a hearing, and that hearing process would move to close Central and then explore what the sale of that building would look like. But that would need to go to a public hearing in order to do any further action. So I think at this time your discussion is there interest in a public hearing or not? And then based on your discussion tonight, we would perhaps schedule a hearing.
I'm interested in seeing us have public discussion on this. I think it's time. I think it's the way for us to look at being frugal with taxpayer money, and we're going to have enough challenges as it is. And we've talked about this for years. And
Yes.
I don't know, necessity is the mother of invention, but at least we don't have to invent anything. We've got a place to go, and
Right.
I think we need to have input from all the stakeholders involved and hear from them, not tonight maybe, but at some point, and from the public, and make sure the public is aware. And then I think we really have to look at what our contingency plans are. I mean, if on sale, what might become of the building.
Well, and as we attempt to be fiscally responsible, we'd be remiss if we didn't have a hearing and
Yes.
heard from our community if there is comment that needs to be shared with all of us as we make that decision. It's definitely been something we've skirted around for a number of years now, and so I think we need to hear what everybody has to say. And just by looking at the middle school and at the Roosevelt building, we know this community supports keeping buildings and using them in different ways. So if that's possible with Central School, with us selling it and somebody using it in a different way, I think will be well received, but we need to put our feelers out there and see what our community thinks.
I think it's time that we have a hearing. We've had some couple rough winters with some patchwork, and it's time to look at some long-term solutions for the students that attend there. And we would hate for them to sit in a building and be cold and having to wear extra sweaters and different things. So I think for the kids' sake and the community's sake, we just want to hear before we move forward.
I agree.
Letitia could probably speak to that. Half the building is sweating and half are shivering. Am I not right? Am I correct on that? I said half the building is sweating and half is shivering. It just depends. So
You're absolutely correct. There's some buildings where it's a sauna. Some part of the buildings that's a sauna, and then some parts of the buildings where it's super cold. Maybe it's where the upstairs where
I was just going to say, just because we have a hearing, it doesn't lock us into anything, so we might as well
Yeah, I
just see
think that's
what the feeling is.
I think that's a good way to proceed. It looks like everyone's in agreement. Brandy, or you, Stephanie? I feel like just the fact that it's been a continual conversation. I know I'm new to it. This is my first time with this conversation alone would warrant having a public hearing just to see what the feedback would be. So
And for the superintendent's comment back, or not tonight, but at that meeting or whenever, I think it'd be really important to share a timeline.
Yep.
And I don't expect you to know it tonight, but we'd like to have a timeline.
Yep, sure.
And I know you have one pretty much already, but I think that would be the place and time to share that.
Could that hearing be here, or could we have that hearing at Central School?
We could probably host it at Central. The sound, Letitia, would you feel comfortable hosting a hearing at Central?
the acoustics are not that great. But we do have Bluetooth speaker and microphone, and we could definitely do that there.
Except for you.
I was wondering if it were any, I mean, look at everybody now, and if you add community to that, you're gonna.
In the gym there.
Unless we just have it, how could we let people see the building?
Yeah.
We need to maybe make just appointment for tours or something like that, or I don't know what would be better. We can put that in your
Yep,
hands
yep.
to decide.
I'll look into that.
Okay.
Just so oftentimes we do plan for community engagement and involvement, and then
Yeah.
we don't have a lot show up, but maybe we would at this. I don't know. I think we should plan for quite a few to show up and then, see.
That's a good call. Okay, any other discussion on that besides, okay. All right, so next we're going to enter into executive session. Someone,
Madam President, I move that the board go into executive session to discuss employment recommendations and individual employees' employment performance pursuant to non-elected personnel exception under KOMA, and the open meeting will resume in the boardroom at 8:05.
Yes, and we need to invite.
And we need to invite certain guests that you want to outline to us right now.
Sure. Larry Mears, Matthew, his partner, and Lacey Warren and myself.
That'd be lovely, and I would love to incorporate that in my motion.
do you have a second on that motion?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand. See you guys in 30 minutes, 35 minutes.
To them, that's peanuts.
No, they gave it to us. And we're back in session, everyone.
Thank you, and
And we're back in session. Next is our personnel action.
Madam President, I have some resignations to present to you tonight, if I may read them.
Yes, please.
First is Brenda Lambert, paraeducator, resigning effective 11/30/20. Number 2 is Melissa Swinson, paraeducator, effective 12/28/20. Number 3 is Cheryl Kinsler, K-5 library media specialist, effective at the end of the 2021 school year for retirement purposes, and I would guess she's taught for 20 plus years,
Yeah.
30 years.
she was at ACES.
Yeah, she was
I was gonna say, yeah,
She's
it's
been
been
with
a
us a long
long time. Yeah, God bless her.
Number 4, Dan Kinsler, district maintenance electrician, effective June 1st, 2021 for retirement purposes.
I'll be doggone.
That's a surprise, huh? Next is Jean Dow, K-5 reading and math teacher, effective at the end of the 2021 school year for retirement purposes. That's long-standing, I bet, what,
Yes, it
25 years
is. Yes,
or more?
more, I bet.
Next is Nicholas Downing, K-5 social skills instructor, effective 6/4/21. And finally is Virginia Galley, paraeducator, Ashton Elementary School, effective June 4th, 2021 for retirement purposes. Another,
She's been here a long
Long-standing
time.
teacher.
Yes, yes.
we'll miss all those folks greatly.
Yes, we will, and thank them very, very much for all these years they've given us.
I would move for those resignations to be accepted by USD 409 board.
Thank you, Matt, a second. Thank you, Sean. Any discussion on those, ladies, gentlemen? Seeing none, all in favor, raise your right hand, please. Next, recommendations.
Just have one recommendation for employment, and happy to recommend for employment Peyton Negus, teacher at to be determined, TBD, Ashton Elementary School, effective 7/1/21.
Good. Yeah.
That's really cool.
She's an AES, AMS, AHS. That is awesome.
Is she an
Yeah.
ACCA? Is she an ACCA alumnus?
She is.
Wow,
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
that's a
Well,
home
good.
picking.
Awesome.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Already signed for
Second
next
for
year.
that. Isn't
So
that
I move for that.
She did a whole lot more.
She's super And a second.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Sean. Any other discussion on that? All in favor, raise your right hand. Thank you so much. Passes unanimously. And then, without further ado, do we have anything else before I say this? Because I forgot the last few times. So I would accept a motion to adjourn our meeting. Thank you so much. Any discussion? Everybody go home and have the best night ever. Be safe, everyone. Thank you for being here.